Hello, guys.
Hello.
Hey
Nice.
there.
Thanks for the
Hi.
invite.
I thought I fucked up something on X. It turns out that you just really
Always,
didn't want to
always.
speak to us.
Hey, what's up?
Oh, greetings.
How you guys doing?
What's up?
Doing great, bro. Actually, not doing great.
Why
Shivering
not?
right now with the fever, bro.
Ah, shit.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
So well,
Nah, that's
no
good.
bikini parties for you.
Actually, sorry, yeah, I was actually writing the announcement in the chat. Pardon me for that.
Yeah, no worries, no worries. Um, as you can tell, we usually talk about bullshit for the first 30 minutes of the space. That doesn't necessarily need to change. Um, but where are you guys from? Are you in Europe or in the States? I don't want to know your details. We're all anon here, so we try to
Well,
keep it.
that's confidential. I think Francisco could have the
No,
story.
Francisco is obviously Mexican.
Antiz.
You sound a little bit sober for a guy who was
Buongiorno.
or drunk.
Well, no, I'm constantly drunk. So Francisco is either Mexican or Italian, um, uh, and
Mm,
NodeApes is confidential. Am I right?
it's kind of a universal, I suppose, for the nowadays part.
Mr.
All over the
Worldwide.
world. They are everywhere.
Mr. Worldwide.
Well, guys, anything up? Anything exciting to tell us? We were talking about what's happening with crypto in Europe because us three, Alex, Deso, and I are currently in Europe. So
Yeah, me too.
we were looking at how Europe is tackling innovation, and we're not very pleased. We're kind of bummed out.
Do you have some certain regulations in your country or what?
Well, that's the fucking thing. It's um, money is treated as money, and crypto is money. Yeah. So the regulation that is being applied to crypto is vague. Some countries in Europe treat crypto as foreign currency. Others treat it like an asset. So taxation is kind of up to you, really. If you guess what your crypto
Yeah,
is.
or either you disclose it, right, in your books.
Yeah, that's the thing. Disclosing crypto in your books is in some cases it's not even how can I put it mandatory. It's kind of expected of you, and that's because not being real money, they don't really know how to treat it. The problem is that if you do declare it, um, and the wrong politician comes in play, then you're subject to a taxation that is just let's put it this way, unfair. So you had Denmark that I think was pushing for a taxation over 40% of your net gains
Wow.
on crypto. Um, I'm not sure what the UK is doing. They're not out of the European Union, so they have their own little thing. Um, but then you had other countries like I think it was Spain that was hovering around the 24%. Italy proposed, I believe, above 40.
Yeah.
Um, so that just pushes people either to becoming illegal in the space, so not declaring their holdings, or just drives them away. Crypto is already a very risky business, and holding shit can expose you to huge losses. Um, and if you gain, you're subject to a massive amount of taxation. So people are, rightfully concerned
I've
about
even
what to
heard
do
of
with it.
stories of companies being debanked. Companies putting Bitcoin on the balance sheet, like Mr. Michael Saylor, and the bank was like,
Mm,
nope, we don't do that crypto money. Bam,
sure,
debanked.
sure. Well, my bank account is constantly empty because I keep buying crypto. I don't hold fiat at all.
You're
But
trading your
my
dirty
bank,
fiat.
well, my bank um, caught me buying crypto through an on-ramp service, which was MoonPay, and this was a while ago, and they blocked my account,
Insane.
saying that they do not accept their clients buying crypto. And 6 months ago, the same fucking bank contacted me and asked me if I was interested in buying Bitcoin. So I'm not allowed to buy it alone, but I can buy it through them.
Hmm.
Mm.
Well, I see, but I know you know what I'm thinking about. So I mean, the regulations upon the crypto is sounds kind of odd to me because like crypto is deregulated in general, right? That's why
Hmm.
it was created. So there are no sort of limitations and stuff. But you know what? I mean, there are some ways where you can avoid disclosing your assets, I suppose, from your wallets, or even if you want to liquidate your position and
Hmm.
just get you the money from selling the crypto, you can use
Hmm.
P2P from the Binance, right? So who
Sure.
who can guess that
Well,
you are selling crypto or own something?
that's a good point. So if you buy shit through Binance, automatically you're taking part in the know your client bullshit. So you're
Yeah,
giving them all your information. So the moment that a government gets in touch with Binance to get the information, they have your transfers. So that means you are transferring fiat into a system and it's coming out as something else. Um,
yes.
the tracking part of it is what makes it difficult. So um, whatever country would need to have a department that checks the flow of money away from Bitcoin and something else. But the same thing could be done in DeFi. So I could already hold X amount on DeFi as of today, and nobody would know. And you know the issue with, and it's not the issue, it's the advantage of crypto is that it's semi-anonymous. So if the moment that I lose a wallet, I lose my funds. So do I still own those funds if I don't have access to them? Do I still own those funds if I lost the wallet? So am I taxable for an asset that I don't own anymore because I literally lost access to it? And all of this is just not clear to them, because I believe that the people that are behind the regulation and behind the laws and behind the banks and all these assholes cannot understand how this works.
I think.
That's simple.
Yeah, I see. But you know, the thing is that banks view your crypto transactions as part of the gambling, you know. And if you look at it from one side, I mean, meme coins and everything is actually a gamble. And they do not want to participate or have their client participating in such stuff because it's high risk, you know. But
Sure.
the next thing is again about the tracking of your transactions.
Hmm.
If imagine using the P2P from the Binance. So look, I'm sending you an USDT, and you are sending me money from your bank to my own account. Who can guess anything? I can explain this transaction as providing some service for you, or having
Sure.
I might sell you something. I might sell you pen for like 500 euros. Then
Yeah.
what? I mean, who can argue about that, or who can tax me for that?
You're right. You're right. But that's exactly the point. The fact is, uh, the use of crypto is just not expected as of today. The assumption is that everybody that is in this space is just is doing it for money. So they assume that you will own crypto to speculate on it and to get an interest, while the purchase of services or goods through Bitcoin and whatnot isn't regulated. So I could still buy a car with Bitcoin. It would be a peer-to-peer transaction, and I would buy the
Yeah.
car. But I would need to register that car, and I would need to justify the purchase of that car. And the moment that I declare that it's purchased in Bitcoin, it breaks the system because
Yeah.
it isn't expected. And
Sure.
regulation of crypto sucks because of this, because they don't understand how it works. And um, so if in some countries in Europe, and I travel a lot, so I'm moved from one country to the other, in some countries in Europe, purchasing shit for over an X amount of cash is illegal. You need an electronic transaction.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah.
so if I buy the same amount that it's illegal in cash in Bitcoin, is that legal? And
Yeah.
as of
It's.
today, nobody can tell you.
Mm-hmm. And it's kind of they require. I mean, banks require the origin of the money, so where you got it from.
Sure, but why? But why is this system rigged against us? Why do they want
I
that?
mean,
So if
it's
and an example is NodeApes. If I buy an ordinal, what am I buying? Am I buying an asset? Am I buying crypto? How do I declare this to my
Or
bank
art.
or to my taxes? Am I buying art? What is
yeah,
it?
it's kind of funny.
So it's just it's literally you guys got me started on a rant. I do this for fun, but shit, it gets me upset as fuck when I talk about regulations and laws and all this shit. So I'm gonna ask Francisco the question that everybody wants to know: do you
Was
do
that?
martial arts?
Yeah, I do.
Nobody
I feel
cares
like I
about
do.
martial arts, but you're gonna tell us anyway.
we do. We have
Yeah,
a
shit.
dedicated Fight Club channel in
God
our
damn it.
Discord.
We got Desolator started on fucking martial arts.
Yeah,
Jesus.
I know, I know. I participated in that in multiple communications. Also, I remember arguing with you about the Merab Dualishvili becoming a UFC champion. I remember that.
Well,
I
fuck.
think Franco does that on the bed, I guess.
I think I'm the only unhealthy guy in here. Shit. Yo, guys. So
Yeah,
tell us about No Dates. I'm the only guy in here that knows about this stuff because I bought in and I minted and I'm happy and the community is dope and everything is working out. But tell us about No Dates. What are you guys doing? Is it working out? What's coming next? All of this is
well,
recorded, so we're gonna have people listening sooner or later to this shit.
yeah.
I'm gonna force my mom to listen to this as well. So
Also, we have Andy in the listener. So this is our guy. He used to participate in a lot of our stuff. So he knows what the deal is about. So yeah, I'll start about the history kind of the project, and we'll explain you everything. So kind of it started in the beginning of the last year, or by the end of the 2023. I think it was December, and the project was established by Maximus. So No Dates was established by him. He was the developer and everything, and I was actually was one of the core team members that started it with him, or he just was hired by the Maximus. And then I mean he No Dates got a big um, how to put it in the right way. I mean, we got very well known in this ordinals community space due to our NFTs, and our art looked like an old monkeys. So actually, it's kind of resembling the honorary node monkeys, but multiple of some other details were added, such as crowns and everything. So he did some little bit was changed actually. And then kind of we got a big community. We got our first mint in the beginning of the January, and then Maximus, or the dev actually, came up with an idea of bringing runes into the game. So it was we were actually one of the first projects that implemented this runes scheme into the Ordinals project. And by the time it was like an end of the February, we got really a big hype in the Ordinals community. And I think you remember everything from Governis, right? I mean, you were called
well, I was
Nuko for
spending
this
half of my
one.
time. I was spending half of my time trolling people, but yeah, I do remember the runes. I got my fair share, and
Yeah.
that was actually very, very cool. But just it might be a sour question to ask, but what happened to Maximus? Did he
Yeah, so
explode?
look, I was actually the one of the first community members there. So I minted like I don't actually remember, but around 15 NFTs, I guess.
Mhm.
So I contributed to the project a lot. So created some communities besides the Discord channel, the X community and stuff.
Mhm.
And remembers it. He was participating in everything with me also. So we created a kind of group of people who were marketing the project and supporting it besides the Discord. So on Twitter, X right now and stuff. So we actually got an invite from the Maximus to help him in the project development. So what actually happened? Um, Maximus delivered actually what he has always promised. He delivered the runes with huge delays, very huge
Mhm.
delays, which
I remember.
frustrated the community. But actually, he did what he said he would do, and then he just left. He disappeared. And
Mhm.
me, Avas, and Lasemi were left with the access to Discord and with an access to the NodeApes Twitter account, and that's it. We had a delegated role, so we felt kind of responsibility in front of the 10,000 of Discord members, those who believed in project, who invested in the project and stuff. And we tried to come up with an ideas of how we can actually repay or respect their interest and their how to bring the actual value to those who believed in our project. We It was our actually voluntary decision. We could also leave the project, but you know there should be some decency, so
Yeah, sure.
thereafter we got I mean, we handled the community, we navigated it, and we kind of right now are doing collabs with multiple projects or on multiple chains. And
Mhm.
yeah, we are trying right now as well to deliver some value to the community, and that's it. Yeah.
So you guys are still developing on a project that was abandoned by the dev, pretty much.
Well, kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
I
Well,
was,
th-
yeah, we'll
I,
tell
I, I
details.
I didn't mean this in a negatory term. You guys have actually done something that is admirable. You
Oh,
are working for the community simply for the community, and that's that.
yeah,
So
yeah,
shit, guys, this is I think a fucking rare occasion in Web3. This never happens, and we're all part of communities that keep getting rugged, and the communities are just left behind. So you guys are doing a fantastic job in keeping this shit alive. So fuck, you should be
yeah.
proud. Jesus. So what you guys are doing now is working on the community and keeping the whole lot together. And I see that the communities are still very much alive, plenty of members. Um, do you think people are still gonna come back to Node Apes? Do you think there's still an interest in ordinals, in runes? Um, Aside from your project itself, do you think that the trend is going towards ordinals, or do you think that it's kind of a bad time at the moment?
Well, this question needs some multiple answers, but
Sure.
I'll try to answer the first one. Node apes. I think. I mean, um, the way we can again bring back the interest towards the project is through collabs and
Hmm.
um,
I've seen the Dead Degen collab, and that got me excited. My NFT, the first NFT that I got for my cryptomunist profile is a Dead
yeah,
Degen. So that collab
yeah,
is fucking great.
I've also seen collabs with Beta Chain, which are amazing. It's great to have
yeah,
collabs there
yeah,
as well.
yeah. I
So
was.
that's
Can you tell more about it?
So project
We
is
got
it's
to work at
Definitely. I was actually mesmerized by your voice, brother. I didn't want to interrupt what you were spitting. But actually, he's absolutely right. We have gone through a lot, and I think, uh, Muris, can you please bring A9 on the stage as well, because he was one of the, um, I think, early, um, I would say, sort of team members that
Sure.
we had. I think back in February, he knows a bit. I think because afterwards, I think when there were actually the two other guys. I don't know whether you remember or not, Kongsi and Hybrid, I guess. So
Yeah.
they were quite active, and they used to host spaces quite a lot. So afterwards, I think of course, they had some issues with, again, I would say, Maximus. So it resulted in a way that they had to leave. And after that, I think A9 left as well. But all in all, I think, people abused us a lot, over the period of time, even though we were not any sort of beneficiary, because Francisco just told that the project was started back in December. I think the first person who joined the team was Lesami, and then afterwards I uh, you know joined the team as well, when Maximus invited me. So yeah, I think afterwards we, long story short, what happened, we cannot just rant about that, and we can go all and all. But I think what we are right now doing is that, just trying to give value through collabs. I mean, I think there are some collabs that I've closed. I think very few projects got them, even though we everybody knows what had happened with our Discord custom link as well. There were a few people who funded us as well. I do not want to name them. Francisco knows it a lot, and in depth as well. But these are the things that are not in our hands. I mean, we have the delegated access to our X. We have a partial access to our Discord. So that was one of the reasons that we had to, create another one, which was named now NodeApes, NodeDAO, and Node Freaks. So we just try to give value, because we know that there are almost like 3,600 plus holders, and I know for a fact that there are so many collab managers, top tier collab managers of A plus tier projects, who have been our holders at one point of time. There was a, like, I would, if I would have to give an example, is the recent example is Kabu. I don't know, are you familiar with that or not? It's a upcoming project. It's a very high project coming up on Abstract.
If you want
His
somebody to know stuff about abstract, you got Alex. He's going on and on about abstract, and but we
Awesome,
did
love
we
that.
we
Yeah,
we
I
did hear
try, man,
about.
but I'm more into games, not out into NFTs yet.
Do tell
Amazing,
us more
amazing.
though. Do tell us more.
Yeah, yeah, go ahead. But me?
Yeah, so I mean,
No, go ahead.
look, that, can you hear me, guys?
Yeah, yeah, sure.
Okay. So there are so many things, there are so many pieces of the puzzle that we are trying to solve, in what way or the others, so our community get, a bit of a value. Because I don't know, to some extent we had, even though we are not beneficiary, uh, I mean, I cannot disclose, but I think Francisco knows a lot that what we got as a team, like 3 4 people got, um, in the beginning when the project got sold out. There was like nothing, not in a monetary terms. I wouldn't call that, because I think that's a bit, um, I don't know, selfish, or I don't know what do you call that. But anyhow, moving forward, yeah, we have closed like top tier collabs right now. I'm also in talks with other projects that are coming up. Cabo is one of them. Um, there, and you asked about the utility. I think there's something that you have talked about, that what else besides the art. I think there are some. really cool builders even in the ordinal space. The problem is that the the liquidity is not there, and we cannot
Hmm.
control that. We have seen the example of fractals. It came and it just went, like, and just vanished. Nobody knows about that,
It
even though
disappeared.
we try to. Yeah. So these are the things that we cannot do. I mean, these are not in our hands, but there are some cool builders like this. The recent example is the team of Yuzo. I think they're.
Hmm.
I think if I have to name top three builders, upcoming builders in ordinal space, I think these guys are one of them. I think I know him personally, the main dev behind. He is a hackathon winner, IRL.
Hmm.
So they're doing really cool stuff. They're integrating some AI stuff in it, you know, and yeah, I mean, just ask anything. And sorry for the long rant.
No, dude,
Pardon me for the voice, bro. I'm
we're
not just
here.
feeling well.
We're here to talk. I made a very generic question. Apologies on my end. Fake apologies, by the way, because I don't give a fuck. But the thing is, um, or honestly, ordinals, um, for me got well. They got me excited of the new version of NFTs. Yeah, the fact that um, the shit is stored on chain. The fact that it's just related to Bitcoin, it brought a breath of fresh air to a stale market. So it brought back some art to Bitcoin. So that was good. Um, the fact is, I agree with you. Some stuff just comes and disappears, and fractals is one of them. The other one that I was hoping, that would make the news was stuff like stamps. Stamps came and kind of left. Um, Now I see the potential for Ordis to stick around, but what you said is true. We don't have um, tons of volume. And while you were saying it, I was thinking, what could be the cause? Why isn't there volume? Is it a problem of on ramping? Um, is it less accessible, perhaps, than NFTs that are present on stuff like OpenSea and have an easier way of being purchased? Do you think that that would be a cause? Could that change if ordinals were to be made more accessible to the normies or to the people that don't really know their way around a DeFi wallet?
Absolutely. I think from the creator's perspective, I think why they're not preferring ordinals to build anything is, I think, the size limitation. We cannot, go beyond around 4 MB.
Hmm.
Um, there are so many other things like contract addresses. I mean, you cannot do that. You cannot build on that on the L1 of the Bitcoin.
Hmm.
But I mean, okay, I get that what they're feeling. I get what are their points. But what I like the most, the people like Leonardus and Casey, these
Hmm.
are the people and the army behind. We include ourselves in it as well.
Yeah, sure.
That we romanticize Bitcoin a lot. I think I mean, this is the core thing. We do not, just go out and try other chains as well.
Hmm.
I mean, Abstract is coming up, Barachain is coming up, Initia as well, Hyperliquid. I have seen projects like their hype is crazy
Hmm.
on other chains, and I do not get that. I mean, of course, the best example can be the ownership. I mean, I was having a talk with the users developer, Chris, the other day. Uh, and he pointed out a very good point. I think that was that we choose Bitcoin because I think this is the perfect layer for owning anything.
Hmm. Sure.
That's the premium chain that we have. We know that it's our mother chain. To some extent, we have to romanticize. We had to do that. But there are other things. Like, again, I have to name them again. What are they doing? Is, like, for example, if you own something on chain on Bitcoin, you can do stuff off chain as well. You can connect that. Whatever you want to do, you want to deploy contracts, you can do that on L2s. and
Sure.
connect with somehow. I mean, there's so many other things. I mean, Casey has a very valid point on NFTs, that if you own an Ethereum NFT, it's basically off chain.
Sure.
It's hosted on a server. It's not hosted on chain, just like Bitcoin. So
Correct.
there are things that people need to understand. The problem is that the degens are noobs, I guess. They do not have brain. That's what I
They're
realize.
apes.
Yeah, because they are here for quick money. They just want to flip that.
But are they though? That's
Again, I was
the
having a discussion with sorry, please go ahead.
sorry to interrupt, but the thing that I kind of I agree with you 150% on the fact that NFTs that are on Ethereum or ARB or whatever it fucking may be, they're all off chain, and everybody should know that. They don't seem to understand that. Somebody lied at the beginning, and this lie just kept going. But you're telling me that everybody is on this to make money. I actually think a lot of people that are collecting NFTs just don't know what they're collecting. They stopped getting interested into the fundamentals. They stopped trying to figure it out, and they just assume that the moment that you buy an NFT, you're buying something that is on chain. And that's why ordinals never picked up, because ordinals really are on chain. Ordinals are the true NFT that everybody's looking for.
Indeed, it's the way
But
it should be.
exactly, and what you said is correct. We should be romanticizing about Bitcoin and ordinals because they are the only thing that makes sense. You want art on a blockchain, you have it. You want a fucking pixelated ape, you have it. But the moment that it's on Ethereum, that's not on chain. You have a hyperlink to something that is off chain. So you're absolutely right. The only difference that I think is worth remembering is that not all of these guys are flipping their NFTs. There's people that hold shit that is worth thousands and thousands of dollars, and they're not flipping it, but they are. If the moment that they start talking about bored apes and all of that, they talk about it as if it was crypto, but in reality it isn't, and that NFT is on a server. So sorry if I interrupted you, but I think the main issue that we have is that people just don't know what the fuck they're talking about. They buy stuff and they don't know what they're buying.
I-
That's at least that's my point of
Imagine
view.
buying
Sorry.
a rare baseball card and all you get is a key to some locker somewhere. It's
Yeah,
like, no,
and
I'm
that locker
buying the card, right? No, yeah, 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 sure. Here's the key.
and that locker might not be there.
Yeah,
It just might not be there. Yeah, so that's the difference. The ordinals, you guys, when you presented NodeApes, and I've been in other um, ordinal servers. I've seen you around there as well. When you guys are talking about this stuff, you guys are talking about art that is native to the blockchain, that belongs there, and it's permanent there. That's the difference with ordinals, and I really hope that the message gets across that people keep developing ordinals, because at the end of the day, that's the only stuff that should matter. Everything else is just test nets. This is what matters. So sorry if I interrupted you, but again, I get excited very fast when we're talking about this shit.
Absolutely, I agree what you said, and I respect that, brother, uh, that you talked about. I think if I have to summarize this in one liner, I think uh, other chains, other NFTs on some other blockchains, those are commercial. Like people are commercializing that.
Hmm.
They have that commercial aspect. On Bitcoin, it's all about the artists. It's all about what they feel like. Like our art should belong to the mother chain, that is truly on chain.
Yep.
That's the difference. And I think to some extent you have to commercialize a bit so the liquidity comes in as well.
Hmm.
And people like Casey, people like FIFO doing really well. They're trying something on Bitcoin, and I hope that it's just, I mean almost like 2 years now. for the ordinals, I think it has a long way. Let's see where it goes.
Buddy,
High
I hope
hopes
you
for that.
I hope you're right. And I saw that Jordan joined us from Eureka Project, um, and he's building a Web3 video game. So I hope that he takes absolutely no offense when we're talking about NFTs being off chain. But yeah, ordinals are hypothetically the future of art on chain, and possibly not even limited to art. Because if you guys think you guys were part of those inscriptions that allowed us to get a runestone drop at the time that Leonidas delivered. So runestones themselves are not really about art, but they are I think amongst the most important NFT like project that ever came on chain, and it can't be a coincidence that it came on Bitcoin. It wasn't a drop on Ethereum or Airbnb or Solana. Runestones were dropped on Bitcoin, and they generated the dog rune drop, and all of this is native on Bitcoin. And people like me got this drop, and we're talking about thousands, stuff that is worth thousands of dollars, and it just feels like it belongs there. It's something that I would not have expected anywhere else but Bitcoin. And as you said earlier, I really like the term romanticizing on Bitcoin is, I think it's just legit. It's the right thing to do. It's the main net. It's where everything started. It's where everything continues to exist. And it will continue to exist. Bitcoin is just gaining popularity, popularity, popularity. And ordinals are just not getting the attention that they should. This is the way I think, at least. Um, I also know that amongst the people that are co-hosting this place, like Deso and Alex, I'm the only one that actually owns ordinals, right?
Well, technically, I have Dog Go to the Moon, but it's on
Well,
a
that's
You
it's
are
on
the
okay.
an
only
ex-
one, but
it,
I'm buying NodeApes today.
it's on an
Good
exchange,
job,
so I'm a dirty one. I'm a dirty ape.
guys. Are you actually getting anything out of the purchase of NodeApes, or are you just not into the loop of royalties and all that?
No, no, we get zero, nothing. We
Shit,
do not actually have a control over the that wallet, or
fuck.
I mean, even the as we have mentioned, the X account
Yeah.
and even the Discord. We don't have any access to it. We just have the roles delegated, and we were the admins for the Discord. So that's why we are limited in our capabilities, and we are doing whatever we can.
Are you guys developing anything new on your own?
Not
I,
me
I,
actually.
I swear, if you guys do, I'll go out of my way to support you guys. What you guys are doing is just fucking great. So whatever you guys need, man, we're all for you. So get to work.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Actually, the lately I was at Lusemi, we're doing all the work. I'm just kind of supporting them in what they are doing because of the like heavy real life tasks. But you know, I mean, Avas has been doing great lately.
I just
He was
allowed
actually he was busy pulling the berries actually. Managed.
I just had Jordan up as a speaker. He's the one of the guests that we had in the last spaces. He's been developing Eureka, and I don't think he's helping building anything on Bitcoin, but we might change his mind with this
Yo, I like
with this
really
space.
wanted we are gonna support ordinals for NFT minting and gold nuggets and stuff.
Cool.
It's just gonna come a little later. I just wanted to chime in on ordinals and kind of like as a question, which
Sure.
and like I quite which is why didn't it keep accelerating and catching on? And I have like a little bit of an answer, but I want to know what all you guys think. I'm so huge ordinals, Maxi. I commented on it, but when you're like, I hope you're not offended as you're doing an NFT. I'm like, I agree with every word you're saying. Like, ordinals are the only thing, as far as NFTs as art go, they're the only thing
Mhm,
that actually fulfills that promise because it's finite space, right?
mhm.
Ethereum, you can just make infinite everything. Um, And I think Ordinals in that first pump that they had like all great ecos and trends. They have that early stage where it's incredibly high friction to get to it, right? The bridges are confusing. You've got to do some manual shit.
Mhm.
The interfaces on the app suck. Things get rugged, right? And I always jump into those like I bought a number of the different sats. Like day one, I was signed up on
Mhm.
Unisat and the others. I picked the wrong ones, unfortunately. But I mean, I'd still be holding them anyway. But a lot of
Yeah.
great ecos have that, right? Like Virtuals had that base. I like bought some base memes. Like they like when that went live originally, and there wasn't even like if you can get in an eco before the bridge even exists, right? It's huge. I think where Ordinals struggled is they never made it to that second phase where the UX gets a lot better and the larger, masses of crypto traders are able to easily now they can jump in.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't count them out.
Well, your question is correct. I'll let our friends from No Babes answer. So, why do you think that Ordies never really picked up or kind of slowed down after a good moment of momentum and acceleration?
I think it's a very, again, hi Jordan, really nice to connect, bro. Well, I think this is what I believe. I could be wrong. You have your own opinions, but I think the main thing is we don't have the commercial aspect again. We have the uh, limit sizing constraint on chain. We cannot. I mean, we had to go, like, we had to grind up a lot to just figure out how to build a script, and then just we had to do a lot of coding, and then we had to figure out, okay, this is the art that we can do. That was actually the real size was around 4 MB or maybe like 10 MB of the stuff. Now we have just compressed it. It now looks shit. These are the things that there are actually native things that we cannot control that. But again, there are some things that people are doing really well in the generative art space as well. We have seen the volume, and back in March, April last year, you know, I have the example of Natcats. It went up to almost 0.17 BTC on the floor price. Now it's nowhere. There are so many examples, and afterwards we haven't seen any volume that came in. Maybe because people tried, and they just found it hard to mint. I don't know. Maybe they were, for the creators perspective, we don't have any royalty on Magic Eden. That's very, I don't know what are they thinking, what are the things that are in their minds. I don't get that. Every other NFT on any other chain, they have the royalty thing, but we don't have any on Ordinals. There are so many other points. I think,
Mm.
yeah, I think that's pretty much it.
Well, the fact remains though. If we think about NFTs at the very start, when OpenSea kind of made them easily accessible, it might be exaggerated, but it was easier to get on board. Um, I think that with Ordies, that really never took place. The on-ramping process for Ordies is still a bit too complicated when it comes to getting your first ordinal inscription and whatnot. So um, I honestly I think that's one of the reasons. I never thought about the royalties. That could actually be um, another factor. But
I don't.
the
I
fact.
feel like the. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead. Sorry.
I feel like the royalties aren't that big of a factor because I
Mm,
think every single NFT project discovered that 3%, 5% royalty on transactions is not a sustainable business model or revenue stream, right? It's just way too small, and it like everything else about an NFT project incentivizes you to want people to hold. And if your business model is making money when people trade, then you're designing to have something that you want people to never hold it and be constantly trading it, right? And that's just
Mm.
like opposite to NFT art and to all of the like it's just like opposite incentives, which is not
Uh,
sustainable. Um,
it's true. It's true. But just think of how many people would just develop simply to get money or to exploit the trades. So it does kind of, it makes sense. I agree with you conceptually, but I'm thinking out of the box and I'm doing devil's advocate. The fact is, a lot of development is purely speculative, and
Well,
it could
hmm.
be that.
Well, actually, I
Yeah.
have a kind of different take on everything that
Hmm.
you have said. Your approach is kind of about bit more behind the scenes, so tech wise and technology and everything, and about the royalties and everything and stuff. But I'm actually no, from a finance, I'm a financial in the finance field, so I have a different take on everything that you're actually saying. So I just compare the OpenSea and Ordinals, not OpenSea but Ethereum NFTs and Ordinals NFTs market caps between each other, and actually Ethereum NFTs are 10 times have 10 times bigger market cap compared to the Ordinals. So why actually when I'm asking myself, so why did it happen, one of the reasons actually that comes to my mind is that I guess NFTs were created on the Ethereum chain, and it was kind of the first chain where it was created, right? And then it was highly marketed by the very well known people. Everybody were talking about the NFTs, even I mean Logan Paul and every star and YouTuber and everyone were talking about those. And I think there were a small portion of people like worms or just degenerates that actually were interested more in the NFT scheme themselves rather than making a profit from it or just speculating it. So they after they created the ordinals, the information reach was not that high compared to the Ethereum, because as I mentioned, Ethereum NFTs were marketing much more and got a bigger public, and I mean the people engaged in the ordinal space is much less compared to the Ethereum. So that's actually my take on what is the difference between them and why ordinals are not that known compared to the Ethereum NFTs. And I mean, these royalties and everything, it's just, a part of the it's a smaller part of the bigger picture, the bigger problem and comparison between them. That's actually my take.
And do you think that we're ever going to see a reversal in the current trend?
Well, no, from my observation, last year was the year of the NFTs, and right now, by the I mean, in the actually after the third quarter of the previous year, I think meme coins on Solana took over, and it's like a bull run for the altcoins and meme coins. So I think all of the liquidity and interest goes into the Solana meme coins, and that's why the activity in general in the ordinal space is a bit low. So
Hmm.
it's like it's going like a wave. So I think might be in a couple of months it get back to the ordinals, but right now everything is on Solana.
Tend to agree with even with the waves, but I can definitely see because ordinals or NFTs in general coming back because it has good utility. There's also like real world purpose to it that you can use, like really storing music or art or concert tickets on chain. uh, like you said, true ownership. I think that might become very important in the future. Maybe we put the house deed in an NFT. I don't know, but I think The tech behind it is very interesting.
Yeah, there's a
Yeah,
lot. Who uses it
the
actually? Who uses it? I mean,
well,
yeah.
Bitcoin liquidity isn't going anywhere, right? The
Mhm.
problem is that while it has the most liquidity, it's not like active liquidity, right? It's all these people just kind of buying and holding Bitcoin, a bunch of them not actually even on chain, versus Ethereum liquidity, Solana liquidity, all these others are like active users of Web3. But that will change over time. We could see ordinals have a gigantic time next cycle, right? Like the Bitcoin money isn't going away, and the opportunity for people to figure out how to build smart contracts and other kind of stuff to enhance the usability of Bitcoin as tech.
Yeah.
Also, like that opportunity is always going to be there, so people will always be trying.
I think so too. And when wallets get upgraded, things get easier. Like the point that Munis made, like on Ethereum, it felt a little easier. When I went to look for Doc Go to the Moon the first time on Magic Eden, I was like, "Whoa, what's this?" And I felt like I had to learn about UTXOs, and there were a lot of high fees, and it felt, yeah, it felt like I needed to step up my game, and especially if you don't like computers, it might be a too big of a step for people. People just want like a cute dog or a cute ape picture on their social media, and it needs to go maybe 4 or 5 clicks, not anymore. So, but I think the future has a lot in store when things become easier and accessible.
I have to ask, guys, and I'm asking because I really don't know. I don't use centralized exchanges, and I don't use Binance and all that. So I really don't know. Did ordinals ever become accessible through centralized exchanges?
No.
And that's insane. It's just
Yeah.
like runes, I guess. Runes never became accessible either. But
Yeah.
I think that's really insane,
Yeah,
considering the
they,
amount of
they were
volume.
speculating actually that they would include the runes into the tax like Binance, but it
Hmm.
never came true.
Well, we're all hoping, especially me and Deso, that since we're holding bags of dog, we're hoping for dog to get access to Binance. I've seen some crypto analytics suggesting that there's a movement into centralized exchanged wallets of dog and other runes. I don't know about that, but uh, the fact that ordinals as a digital form of art never became accessible to centralized exchanges really is odd because the volume initially was substantial. There was as Jordan said, there was an acceleration towards ordinals, and it seemed to be the really big next thing. But it's if it's not endorsed by exchanges that make everything accessible to normies, it becomes an echo chamber. It's just us, the same people that are in here buying and trading with each other. But we need new people to come on board into the Bitcoin space. I just find it strange. Sorry if I just butted in, but it's just um, it's frustrating
I think it
to a
might
certain
might
extent.
might be a fair point because even if you own it and you're looking to flip it, like I've heard Logan Paul and I don't know all these stupid influencers. I'm sure nobody likes him, but why would he go into ordinals if he knows that there's only like 0.0001% of the population that actually knows how to handle this? Like,
Yeah,
what's in it for him? Why would he promote this? He creates a shitcoin on Solana and poof, it's super fast, super cheap.
Exactly.
that's true.
Exactly.
You guys are making. Fuck me! I didn't expect this. You guys are making me smarter. Yeah, after all the degenerate chatting that I've been doing in your server, I was expecting to have a space with lunatics. You guys are actually smart. That's annoying.
Well,
But really, guys, again, I hate complimenting people, especially Francisco. I hate complimenting Francisco. But you guys are doing an awesome job, and what you guys have been doing with the community that to a certain extent didn't belong to you, and but yet you did stick around, and you are um, working for the people, You guys are shit. You guys are communists. I didn't realize that until now. But Jordan, since you're such a big developer, you should work with these guys. They work for free. It's like
They work for free.
they work for free. They're just doing stuff
Don't
to
work for
make
free,
people
guys.
happy. This is what they're doing.
That's my comment.
No, but anyway, honestly, uh, congratulations, guys. It's been a while since I've been hanging around with you, and I've seen so much. I've written so much bullshit in your server. I'm surprised I'm still in there and I'm not banned.
I'm
But
glad it's not just Eureka's server that you're
no, no,
filling
no,
with crazy nonsense.
Jordan. I'm
Everywhere
We
he
love it.
goes.
literally everywhere.
We
Right?
get
I
used to it.
assume so. It's so good though. We love you both.
No, but again, um, congratulations, and I hope you guys do deliver something of your own because we can all smell the potential that you guys have, and being generous in the space is very rare. You just don't get to work with people that do this for fun or to do it just to connect with people. So that's pretty good. Again, the collabs that you've done, they're fucking fantastic. A shout out to that DJs. I love those guys, and I'm really happy that you guys did work with them. But and they're working on ordinals as well, so that's great. I hope that you guys will come up with some exciting new ideas soon as well. Do you have any other collabs that you really want to talk about that are upcoming, or do you want to keep it a secret?
That's a question for you, my guy.
No, I'm really sorry. Sorry, can you repeat that, bro?
Nope, not gonna happen. Sorry. I was asking. I was asking. Do you have any particular collabs or well something that you guys are working on that you would like to share, or do you want to keep it a secret from us?
No, 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 definitely. There is no secret. Again, I think in the recent times we had BM2C. It's a very hyped one on Bera. Oh, sorry, I think yeah on Bera, and again the Kabu one, and there are some other collabs coming in as well.
Mm-hmm.
I've been in talks with Final Bossu, with Barabot as well. There's another mint coming up on 21st.
Mm-hmm.
On that is actually on Ordinals. Those guys are doing amazing. It's basically a gamified version of a PFP that I really like the idea. You know, these are the people who are actually working on it, and they're just you know thinking out of the box. And well, their mint is on 21st. It's a free mint. We got around, I think, 50 spots. It's a very huge spot. I mean, considering the other projects are not getting one. So it's all about. I think, yeah. I mean, there's some other as well. I just, I'm just not feeling well, so I don't. Names are not coming up in my mind.
Yeah,
I
don't
will
worry.
definitely share.
You did tell us at the beginning that you were dying just before joining the space, so we know
Yeah,
that we
bro.
hope that you get better. That's for sure. But don't worry
Inshallah.
about it,
Well, he gets
Yeah.
ill frequently, so I have said to him multiple times that he needs to get his immunity system better, but he doesn't listen. He's an
man.
ape.
Wow. Dude, guys, honestly, I have to say, you guys have been a champ. You've been sticking around with us until now, and it's been an hour.
Means
Um,
a lot, Munich. I think
but
I would like to say something. I would like to say something, bro.
yeah,
I had a
shit.
picture of you in my mind that was really totally different, because I think I'm one of the first people
Hmm.
in NodeApes server who knew you from the times of December, from the time of Papantino.
Yeah, yeah.
You used to troll like crazy, you know, and I love that. I think you have a very amazing sense of humor. I absolutely admire, in fact, sometimes. Francisco is doing really good lately. I discovered his this side, and I really, and that's amazing, bro.
Well, thank you very
Yeah,
much
what
for.
you are doing amazing as well, bro. Thank you so much
Uh,
for having us.
well, the thing is this, and I'll be frank with you. We are getting in touch with so many guys, yeah, so many projects, and we are not shilling this. We are literally telling everybody the same shit. We want to talk to people, we want to connect to people, and sometimes we get 50 guests, sometimes we get six, but we don't care. The fact is, um, as you said, I was trolling in Pepentinos, and I'm bullshitting in your server. But at the end of the day, until we get to speak to each other, we don't know uh, who we're dealing with. And uh, I thought that you guys were degenerates like me. It turns out you're great fucking guys. So um, it's good that we got to speak, and I'm happy that you guys are here. We're getting other people next week, and we're gonna get some more. But if you guys ever show up, you'll be our speakers of turn. We don't care. You guys have been great, and thanks for sticking around.
Anytime, bro. Anytime.
Yeah,
Well,
everybody
let me
make
Anytime,
also.
bro.
everybody make
uh,
sure to retweet and join the Discord. Maybe even purchase a Node Ape, get into Ordinals, the real NFTs. Fuck you,
Yep.
Ethereum.
Yeah, but guys, joining your server was a great idea, and your new since the new server now belongs to you, we're gonna be sticking around, and for sure we're gonna be suggesting other guys that join our community to join yours as well. You deserve
well,
plenty of attention, so I'm happy that we had this talk. Honestly,
thank you, Melist. Also, I appreciate it highly that you regarded us the way you did actually, and also I want to also express my gratitude for sticking around for months, and soon it will be. Oh, it's actually a year that we have been connected, kind of, and
yes.
it was not that hard bearing with you because like we are kind of the same apes, so I mean, yeah, it was actually very fun, and yeah, having you on board was pretty nice. And also, do you remember that we agreed to have a drinking contest at the bar? So like,
Sure.
maybe we get to do one.
Count me in. I'm always drunk, so I win by default. But guys, thanks again.
Well, what about IRL meetup? I know it's not going to happen, but
Mhm.
that would be amazing. Yeah.
Well, a real meetup, that's gonna be difficult since none of us are from the same fucking place. Um,
Yeah,
but sooner or later, we will decide to eventually show up somewhere. Are
let's
you guys
do it.
doing? Are you ever traveling to places where there's crypto events and shit like that?
Nah, I
Okay,
personally me not.
okay. So if you guys ever change your mind and
Well,
you
I
do,
tried, and I tried for Nashville, but I wasn't available at that time. So
okay.
yeah, definitely that would
Also,
be amazing. I think
So
if
if
we
you
can
guys
just
ever
meet like
do,
on a
let's tell each other because I'm in some eventually. So we might
yeah.
end up bumping each other in some place full of sweaty people
Might be,
okay.
might be. And also, I'm gonna use the occasion, and since the Dezo is here as well, tell me about your predictions of the UFC event day
In
after tomorrow.
Inshallah, and still Islam Mahashev.
Come on.
I will smash your boy.
Shit! For a second, I thought we actually had him as a guest.
Well, honestly speaking, I think, and I really want Tsarukian to win.
Hmm.
Ooh.
That's okay with me. I mean, may the best man win. It's fine
Yeah,
with
yeah,
me.
yeah.
I
And
I
Merab
like them both.
saving his belt.
No, no, no. I don't want Barab. I'm sorry, but
Yeah, he is kind of boring fighter,
yeah,
but
it's not
still,
my.
I don't want any Khabib's descendants being the UFC champions.
I'm totally
Well,
fine with that. But may the best man win.
he's right though. If Khabib and all these people start winning, it's just gonna be, I think, them for the rest of the
Yeah,
UFC.
exactly.
Nah, but it might be for a while, but things change. We said that about the Brazilians 10, 15 years ago.
Shit,
Yeah,
you
but
might be right.
tendencies change. Yeah, that's
Come,
true.
come
That's true.
to
But
come to our Discord, have a chat in the Fight Club. We'll talk UFC.
yeah, sure, sure, sure. I have the experience of doing it.
Yeah.
All right, guys, it's been an hour and something, and I don't want to keep you guys on board. We have this recorded also through a third-party app, so we'll share with you the recording if you guys want to make any use of it, or allow your moms to listen to you speak to some degenerates on the other side of the world. But it's been really fun being with you guys. I'm happy to have done this, and I hope to see you around next time.
Thank you, and
Thank
have a
you.
nice evening.
Definitely, it was really amazing to connect everybody out here. Rob,
And also shout out to Andy. Andy.
pleasure, pleasure. Andy, why you're not speaking, bro? And where are you, by the way? It's been months. I'm sorry, what was that?
He's saying, "Where have you been?"
Never mind, never mind, never mind.
He misses you.
He was referring to the Andy from the chat. Yeah, he's not actually a speaker.
Okay.
I tried to give him access as a speaker. He's not accepting the invitation, so I don't know what
Yeah,
to.
yeah, that's okay. That's
Maybe
He
he.
must be with the chicks right now, I guess.
okay.
Okay, guys, I'm gonna wrap this up. Thank you. I had a good time. I have some laughs, and good discussions. We hope to see you maybe for another time in the future. Everyone, again, join the Discord. Buy an ape. Have fun, and we'll see you hopefully next time.
Thank you, guys. Bye bye.
Bye
Hi
bye.
guys, sorry. I was at
Love
work.
you, love you.
Sorry.
Next time.
Love you, bro.
Bye bye.
Okay, bye.